All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Carol Sue, please.
Mayor Franklin?
Here.
Chris Armstrong?
Here.
Ron Miller?
Present.
All members present and accounted for. Approval of minutes, please.
I'll make a motion for the approval of the minutes of the meeting of January the 2nd as presented.
Second.
The minutes have been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Passes on a vote of 3-0. Approval of claims in the amount of $55,064.60.
I would make a motion for the approval of the claims as presented in the amount of $55,064.60.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. There are no licenses to be considered today. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No.
Hearing none. Under old business, awarding of bids. I would ask Member Miller to take this portion of the meeting, as he was present when the bids were opened.
Okay, we had 4 bids. Let me see where we get to the total on this baby. Okay, we have from, let me pull them out and put it side by side. Make sure it's going to pull them back. Aggregates. Do you read, am I supposed to read off the?
Yes, please.
Okay.
There were, I believe, two bids submitted for concrete work.
For materials and supplies for concrete work, one from Merrill Louthan for residential curbing, 10,000 linear feet, $174,000. From Brown Construction, $390,000. 4-inch flat concrete, 5,000 square feet, $26,500 from Mr. Louthan. And let's see, 4-inch and 6-inch, okay. 26.5 versus 34.6 for Brown. For the 5,000 square feet of 6-inch flat concrete, for Mr. Louthan, $33,000 versus $41,050 for Brown Construction. 1,000 square feet of handicap ramps from Mr. Louthan, $20,000 versus Brown Construction, $26,380. I would recommend approval of the lowest bidder on the concrete, which would be Mr. Louthan's contract. There's no let's see, this one is from Central Paving.
Okay, that one's not with concrete.
Yeah. So I'd recommend that on concrete that the contract be awarded to Louthan.
I would second that motion. Is there any discussion?
Question.
Yes.
You received.
Please come up.
Sorry. You received no bid from Man Concrete on any of that? for this year, and I know for a fact that he received the bid packet, and you haven't
The
received
bids
it.
were due in by a certain date to the clerk treasurer's office.
Fresh, no, there was nothing there from him.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion regarding the awarding of the bids for the concrete work for the year 2013? Hearing none, seeing no hands, all in favor of awarding the bid to M.R. Loughton Construction, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, passes on a vote of 3-0.
And then on the asphalt bid from Central Paving, basically, it's a bid on base, binder, B-type surface, D-type surface. They did not, let's see, not a contractor, I don't understand all the bids. Oh, okay, they didn't bid on the D at all, but I don't know what that is. Anyway, for item 1, which is 50,000 gallons bituminous material, the bid is $5.65 per gallon. On 5,000 tons or less of type B surface for alley paving, there's two different bids, $88.75 and $83.25, depending on two options. Item 3, 50,000 tons or less of hot asphaltic concrete, highway specs, and there's base binder and surface B bid. And let me just, the base bid, there were two, 70/30 and 63/75. Binder, there are two, 73/50, 65/75, and type B, 76/75 and 71/25. 30,000 tons of asphaltic concrete. There are, again, base, binder, and surface B, two bids, 82/30 and 75/75. Binders, 85/50, 77/75, and surface type B, 88/75 and 83/25. On item 3B, 50,000 tons or less of hot asphaltic concrete, Indiana highway specs. Again, there are three. The base, $56.55 and $50. Binder, $59.75, $52. Surface type B, $63, $57.50. Millings, $3 per ton. 2,000 tons or less of patching material, FOB the plant, $78.50 per ton. Retail equipment, as stated in the bid, trucking prices, $93 an hour. Steel wheel roller, 10 ton, $15 per hour. Cat number 12 grader and do more, $119 per hour. ASCO box, $136 per hour. Self-propelled chip spreader box, $150 per hour. 950 cat 4-yard rubber tire loader, $130 per hour. Cat number 12 F grader, $119 per hour. Base, let's see. He's got his suppliers here, and his base prices, the prices were based on prices obtained and set as of 10/31/12, and PG 6422 is $520 a ton, MC 250 $280 per gallon, and AEs 210 per gallon. Any increase or decrease in the cost of asphalt will increase or decrease the above prices in a like manner in accordance with Phase 4 of the Cost of Living Council and will be verified by proper documentation each month.
I think they are the only ones who
They're the
bid on
only
the
bidder.
asphalt.
Correct.
That's the only bid that we received. They are local. I'd make the motion that we approve the bid for the asphalt from, help me, Central Paving.
Second.
Drawing a blank. Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded to approve the bid that was provided by Central Paving of Logansport. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, passes on a vote of 3-0.
And last but not least, the bid for aggregates from Engineering Aggregates. The bid was for 5,000 tons or less of limestone, gravel needed in various departments. FOB Engineering Aggregates Corp. Plant 1. Number 2s, $7.70 a ton. Number 4s, $8.15 a ton. Number 8s, $8.80 a ton. Number 9s, $8.90 per ton. Number 11s, $9.30 per ton. Number 12s, $9.40 per ton. Number 13 sandstone, $5.50 per ton. Number 53s and number 73s, $7.20 per ton. Uniform riprap, $8.25, and revetment riprap, $10.05 per ton. Last but not least, FOB Engineering Aggregates Plant Number 2, washed sand, $6 per ton. That concludes the bid from Engineering Aggregates. I would make a motion that we approve Engineering Aggregates bid.
Second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of approving the bid from Engineering Aggregates to supply gravel and stone to the city for the year 2013, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes on a vote of 3-0. Under new business, reports of the building commissioner. Morning, Bill.
Good morning.
See you've been busy.
Some have been busy. I submitted my report this morning to the board. If there's any questions on the agenda or on the report.
Just as a point of clarification, let me get to it. A point of clarification on page 2 of your report. You're requesting that the Board of Public Works to allow your department to remove the order of condemnation allowing Mr. Herrera, is that correct?
Right.
Herrera to activate utilities and complete the construction of this property. Is the removal or lifting of the condemnation necessary?
No, I think you're correct. I think I misspoke when I wrote that. I think the request would be more proper if it was a board would provide permission for Mr. Herrera to have the utilities turned on and to be on site to reconstruct the property.
Right.
And then once the reconstruction work is completed and inspected and the certificate of occupancy is prepared to be given to him, that at that point then the board would be asked to lift the condemnation order to release the certificate of occupancy.
Okay, and I thought that's what you meant, but just for purposes of clarification, if we act on your request, I want to make sure exactly what it was. So I thought that's what you were saying, and I know we've touched on that subject in the past, but as usual, it's your standard good work. I appreciate everything you're doing. Do you have any questions for
I have
for
none.
Bill?
And I would make a motion that we accept the building department's report, and just for clarification that the Mr. Guerrero at 5.2 West Broadway be given permission for home access to the property to rehab the property and to permit utilities while work is ongoing.
I would second that motion. Is there any discussion? Anything else you'd like to report? Nothing? Okay. We have a motion and it's been properly seconded. There's no further discussion, so all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. Thanks, Bill. Thank you. Get back to the agenda. Code Enforcement Officer.
You have in front of you a copy of my report, revised copy. I apologize, when I gave you the original copy, I had not deleted the numbers for weeds and mowing for 2012 at the bottom of the report. But the report you have now is amended and it is a correct report. Any questions concerning it?
I have no questions.
I make a motion to approve the report of code enforcement.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. Superintendent of Public Works, Mr. Williams, nice vest.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. You have in front of you the report for the Logansport Street Department, also Mount Hope Cemetery. We've been very busy last week. In 4 days we had 4 interments. Ground's frozen, so it takes a little bit longer. We've also been on site with all the property cleanups very busy. These are massive ones. The easy ones, I think, are all done, and now code enforcement officer is really out hitting them hard, and they are massive, like two dump truck loads from each property. Also, we have, before they start tearing the houses down, we go in and a couple of us inspect from a safety point, put up barricades, and I would like to commend one of the contractors here today. He is very good to work with, and he does have a safety first thing, which means a lot to the city, and he's very good to work with, so I would like to commend him.
Thank you. How's the cleanup at Trelleborg? I believe the concrete is gone, and then the street department was going to also be active
I
in that.
visited that last night, and it looks 100% better. There's things that you and I discussed that still needs to be done, but as far as the contractor, he went beyond what he was supposed to do, to be truthful with you.
All right.
And the rest of it now we can handle pretty easily.
Okay. Any questions for Dan? I have another one. Did you keep track of the number of Christmas trees that you picked up?
Yes, we do. You'll get that on our year-end report.
Okay, year-end report. Very good. Any more questions?
I make a motion for the approval of the superintendent public works report.
Second.
Thank you.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. Chief Clark advised me that he will be here next week. I got the name right this week. He will be here next week with his report. He's had a busy couple of days and has been doing some good police work, and he's excused, but I have Fire Chief Mark Strong.
Good morning.
Morning.
Submitted the monthly report for December. As you can see, we're averaging about 3 calls a day. We did have 3 outside the city this month. The one in Clinton Township was the train derailment. The one in Clay Township was entrapment. But the guys did a very good job and saved a guy's life. And then the one in Noble Township was a barn fire that was at the McCaig property.
Okay. Any questions for the chief?
No.
I make a motion for the approval of the report by the fire chief.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. Are there any board member comments? Hearing none. Are there any visitor comments? Yes, please come forward.
I just want everybody to know that I want to thank Bill for helping getting all the contracts. We've had some problems with some of the homeowners. We've had problems with other things. Dan has done one heck of a good job. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better guy. I mean, he's there, he helps us. You guys have really got a great crew.
Thank
And I
you.
really appreciate what Dan has done. Bill's been fantastic. When we get done, I will put a piece in the paper. And Bolins has been helping us. They've done a great job, and everybody is working together trying to help things out. And I just want everybody to know how great a job this administration is really doing.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate
So,
that. And I
I
have
just
to
want
tell
to
you
know
that I get so many positive comments about the action that we've taken and the work that you're doing. And it's just unbelievable that you can pull up on one of those buildings and have basically 2 of them down within a matter of hours. And, you know, just it's tremendous progress. I appreciate your efforts too.
Well, that's what it's all about, is to help our city, make it all look better. And I'll tell you what, Bill's done one hell of a job. George has. Dan, I can't say enough about Dan. I mean, that man is there. He's helped us get our barricades in. And I ain't blowing smoke up his hind end, but I'm telling you, that guy is great.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
That's all I gotta say.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Are there any more visitor comments? Any miscellaneous business, including matters not already considered? Hearing